All right, hey, this is Act 2 of the podcast. We're getting right back into it. If you missed Act 1, go back and listen to that thing. Otherwise, this isn't going to make any sense. Okay, see ya. Might have to unpack a little bit of this.
Today, an increasing number of Americans across the political spectrum, from Make America Healthy Again activists to everyday shoppers, are voicing concern about the health impact of ultra-processed foods, those boxed and wrapped in plastic, ready-to-eat items lining grocery store shelves. Leading the charge are two men who disagree on pretty much everything else about public health: Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. and Dr. David Kessler, the former commissioner of the U.S. Food and Drug Administration.
Supply. In Europe, there's only 4.
With no government oversight, if they are generally recognized by experts as safe. Pending White House approval, he intends to close that back door.
That loophole was hijacked by the industry, and it was used to add thousands upon thousands of new ingredients into our food supply. In Europe, there's only 400 legal ingredients. This agency does not know how many ingredients there are in American food.
We do not know.
They do not know. The estimates are between 4,000 and 10,000. We have no idea what they are.
How do we know what is safe to eat?
There is no way for any American to know if a product is safe if it is ultra-processed.
For his part, David Kessler is petitioning Kennedy to go further and outright revoke the GRAS status for dozens of processed refined carbohydrates, sweeteners, and starches such as corn syrup and maltodextrin, unless the companies can prove they are safe and not
they're
fueling
even showing B-roll of people from the waist down. Like this one right here. Oh, yeah, how would you... There is a chance that this B-roll of this person right here, both of them, you're like, oh my God. Tell me that that's not a rock bottom moment. If you see that, there are two options: unalive or get your shit together. My God. Becca Shea is here. She says, I saw in a news segment that the food companies are trying to make food more addicting. Nurse Becca says, it's about fucking time we got rid of dyes and additives and processed foods and seed oils and excess sugar. It's a nightmare. I've seen too much and experienced too much to know this. Black Belt Nick agrees. Yeah, the sugars and other additives that release brain chemicals to cause addiction. Can they get somebody to do a voiceover for RFK? I can't take health advice from someone who sounds like that. I don't care how valid the advice is. If you sound like that, I'm doing the opposite. Hand me a bag of Doritos and a Twinkie, please. All right. So anyway, I wanted to touch on that. And I didn't want to play the whole thing. I just kind of wanted to throw it out there. A lot of people actually feel that way. He writes, on a separate note, I was wondering how you learned to swim for exercise. I can swim, but I'm not very efficient at it. Do you have any tips or advice on how to improve? Yes. This is so simple. There are two things you can do. Because a lot of people can swim like from one side of the pool to the other, and then they're exhausted. Their head's out of the water while they're swimming, and it takes forever, and your heart's beating through your chest. There is a way to swim in a way that is the equivalent of like jogging or a brisk walk. But the trick about swimming is, well, there's a lot going on. It takes time to get it down so that you are swimming effectively. So when you learn how to swim right, initially you will swim one length of the pool correctly, and then you will build upon that. Swim one length of the pool, stand there, rest, recover. Swim the other length correctly, rest, recover. But how do you swim correctly? There are two things you can do. First of all, the easy way is YouTube videos. Just search how to swim efficiently or how to swim efficiently for exercise. And then watch. And then there's about a million things going on. You got one arm, the other arm, the legs. You're rotating. Your head's out of the water a little bit. You're figuring out bilateral breathing. Some folks breathe just on one side every 2 strokes. But you might learn to bilateral breathe every 3 strokes, which I recommend. But don't try to do that until you get your stroke down first. The only key to getting good at swimming is you can't get, as I like to describe, huffy puffy. You can't be sucking air and exhausted and still expect to swim with proper form. Okay? That takes time. The other thing you can do is join a master's swim class. And you need to make sure before you pay your money and go to the class at your local pool that they schedule it at. Usually it's once a week for an hour. Talk with them via email or a phone call. Tell them what you told me. I want to be able to swim efficiently for significant time for exercise. Can you teach me to do that? Because the last thing you want to do is get there and they start using language that you don't have any idea what the fuck they're talking about because it's above you. These people are already at a higher level than you. So you got to make sure it is a master's learn to swim efficiently program. Master's means old. So I hope I answered that. I know I answered that as best as I could, but I wanted to do that on the show, Paul, because it's easier to do than just writing it out. All right. Francis says, I've just been thinking about learning how to swim properly. This is a great kick in the ass to do it. And be patient with yourself because it takes time. There are things known as drills, which if you take a master's swim class, they will teach you drills, which teach you how to, it encourages proper form. I don't want to go too far down the fucking rabbit hole and explain this. That's boring. Man Bun Chris says, easy, secretly getting ready for a triathlon. You can't fool me. Man Bun Chris says, sounds similar to conversational pace for running. It precisely is conversational pace to running. I did have a conversation with the lifeguard, and my brain is not so good these days, but as you know, and the lifeguard is there, and he sees me, and he gets down from the lifeguard stand, and he comes walking up, and he goes, hey, Eric. And I go, now when you see me do that, look at him like that and point, that's the face of a guy who knows he knows you, recognizes the face, but I don't know you. Okay? Hey, how are you? I say. Good. Been a while since I've seen you. Yeah, it's been a while since I've been here. And then I did the right thing. I go, so I don't do well in situations like this. I know you, and I know we've had great conversations, but I forget your name. He goes, Adam. I go, of course. Adam, how are you? And Adam used to do triathlons. And he said to me, he goes, yeah, he's thinking about getting back into it, but it's so hard because he had gotten out of it too. He said he just started running. I said, well, I cannot run. I go, but I know I can swim. I can swim right now. I've been doing it for 3 days. If you do a try and you do it relay style, because they'll do that. They'll have one guy do the swim, the other guy do the bike, and the other guy do the run. I go, bang on my door. I'll swim the fuck out of a triathlon. Piano Finger Banger says, wait, why can't you run again? The knee. Well, currently I cannot run, and it hasn't shown any signs of getting better. In fact, it's shown signs of getting worse. Degenerative osteoarthritis in my knees. The right one is worse than the left one. It's to a point now, if I go for a walk, all right, and then it always is later in the day, I lay down, and then it starts hurting because I walked on it too much. Stevie says, what if you walked backwards? Hey, knees over toes helped. There's no doubt. But I don't think it was sustainable. All right. Bread Bull Brain Chris is finally here. Badger says, Mr. Pop Pop's swimming school. Nurse Becca says, yeah, my feet, hip, and back are destroyed. Then she says, but I stay at the bedside. I'm not sure what that means. I think that has to do with your profession. But the swimming is great because there's no stress on your joints at all. All right. For folks that are enjoying this show, and before I get to this, Bread Bull Brain Chris says, I was right on the money. $525 yesterday at Big Vet. Excellent. And I just got word from O'Neill's oncologist. And the term full remission is not at 100% certainty, but so close to actually getting a clean bill of health of full remission for multiple myeloma. Now, that's tricky because in humans and dogs, multiple myeloma will be in full remission, but somewhere in the system of the being, whether animal or human, there are cancer cells. So it requires monitoring with great regularity to determine the level of certain proteins to okay, we think it's coming back now. And then you got to get back on a chemotherapy regimen. And then hopefully they can stave it off to kick that can down the road to improve the life of the animal. But right now, we're this close to getting that clean bill of health. We won't know more until May. So that's good. Today is Darla's third birthday, by the way. She woke up in a foul mood because she had to go outside in rain. Happy birthday, Darla. Are you 3? Yeah, she's not even waking up. For folks who are watching the show on Facebook, Kick, and YouTube, thank you, but I'm sending you on your way. The full show is available on Twitch, twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live. Twitch.tv/Eric Zane Live. I already sold the Patreon today. Make sure you get that 7 days free so you can watch the Big Fraud Thursday festivities with Who Are These Free Beers, show number 88, followed by the Ben and Eric Patreon podcast. All right, so for the folks on those platforms, I'm saying goodbye to you now. Head on over to Twitch. Twitch and Facebook brought to you by Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid, and EV. Thank you to King's Room Barbershop. You can find them at kingsroom.net. 3 locations to get your hair cut. And boy, they are the best. Stand by, I got to sneeze. Oh, my. 3 locations. Northland Drive, Caledonia, and at 821 36th Street for King's Room Barbershop. Online at kingsroom.net. I just talked to Rick over at TC Paintball. He's a little bit under the weather. I don't want to say what's bothering him because that's not my story to tell, but he is, I'm just sending best wishes to my man over there. He's kind of got the blues and not feeling that great these days. And I hope he recovers quickly. Thinking about you and looking to schedule a paintball war very soon at TC Paintball online at tcpaintballgr.com. You can do the same. Get your group together. Friends, families, coworkers, whatever it may be, bachelor party, bachelorette. And get on over to TC Paintball in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Yesterday, we talked quite a bit about the list that I have. Hold on, I got to send this text. Yes, sir, period. I'll be doing that a little bit later on today, period. Where was I? What was I talking about? Oh, the list. The list. Oh, my God, the list. If you're on the list of mine, that's a place you don't want to be. And I got a couple of new additions people suggested and things that I just thought about. Kyle Paffhausen, who I did my show on BBL with for 6 days. And then a whistleblower reached out and informed me about his criminal history. And that was a shocking moment, to say the least. And that led to just so many anxiety-filled days. I'll never forget it. Anyway, fuck that guy. Free Beer and Hot Wings Justin. He's on the list. And Free Beer and Hot Wings Joe. I cannot believe those guys are not on the list. Or they weren't on the list. And if you think of anybody else that I can put on the list, that I should put on the list, by all means. I think we're approaching 45, maybe 50. A lot of people asking about Rob Sparks. Why is Rob Sparks on the list? The way, from my standpoint, this is how it went. I've got some dear friends that work over at LAV, Cumulus. And a couple times I had been up for a job there. And it was revealed to me. Somebody encouraged me, hey, why don't you reach out to Rob Sparks? He's running the show here now. So I said, hey, Rob, because Brian Vander Ark had just gotten let go. I go, I can do that job for you. There's name recognition. If you want, you can hire me for that job. I would love to be on board. And I got no response. So I reach out to somebody there and I go, hey, he's pretending I don't exist. And this person says that's very unprofessional. Yeah, well, there's something cooking. Apparently, he has some very, very dear friends that work over at Town Square Media, GRD, and he's not happy with the way you go after Free Beer and Hot Wings. And I'm like, are you kidding me? What? What a bitch move. Oh, my God. So so Rob's on the list. Again, you don't want to be on the list. It's very difficult to get off of it. Piano Fingerbanger says, what about Rocky Top Voldemort? That would be Kenny. Yes, Kenny is on the list. Who was the radio guy that you replaced 17 times? Michael Gray. Yes, he needs to be on the list. Michael Gray. Good call. He's a piece of shit. How about the guy who was at the radio station in the trailer who put you in a bad situation with cheating? No, I love him. No, he's great. All right. A couple things that I want to get to, share with you. Social media has lit up with speculation after popular Channel 9 sports and rugby league host Danica Mason appeared on morning television struggling to get her words out while covering the Winter Olympics in Italy. Okay, let's check it out.
Literally the price of coffee over here is actually fine. It's more the price of coffee in the US that we are going to have to get used to. I'm not sure about the iguanas. Where are we going with that one? But anyway, let's get into today's sport because there is plenty happening back home. We're going to start off with some actual Brisbane Broncos.
She's intoxicated.
Gearing.
She sounds like Pellerito singing.
From the, actually their trip to the US, the UK rather, because Reece Walsh has stolen the show. He, of course, did that in the last year's Ashes series, crowning for 4 tries and claiming England's fans. But return to the UK just 3 months following that UK club challenge.
Jesus, fuck, is she hammered? Oh, boy. Yeah, you got to be careful. If you're going to be knocking down drinks, you can't be near a microphone. I've actually done that. And you're the last person to figure out that you sound like you're intoxicated.
Nobody's killing me.
Man Bun Chris says, I had a couple questions about this when I listened back. What happened to Justin? You did Who Are These Justins? And he just stopped his show, right? And 2, did anything happen with Pudding and you? Or is it because he's a wacko with his platform? Pudding, I hate him because he's a wacko with his platform. Justin. And your question is, what happened to Justin? You did Who Are These Justins? And he just stopped his show. Nick in Houston knows more about this than I am because they were actually pals for a period of time. I don't know if they are anymore, but I think Justin realized that he's shitty and has no business being involved in any broadcast platform. That's, I think, how it went. And now I think he is selling roofs. Like he'll show up at your house and say, "Hey, how about we put a roof on?" I think I have a supercut of Justin. It's described as Justin's R-word laugh supercut. My software is struggling to access it, but it will eventually. Yeah, it's been so long since we listened to anything of that guy on the show. I distinctly remember it being ridiculously bad. I mean, just so bad. And the 2 episodes of Who Are These Justins that we had, they were great fun to do. I mean, it was very easy to clip that show. Justin used to do. His laugh was ridiculous. He was a one-man show, and he's laughing at all of his own jokes.
Ick.
Okay, I want you to think right now while I'm doing this. I've been talking for an hour and 15 minutes. I'm pretty sure there are no laughs. I haven't laughed once. I think I was pretty excited talking about Christian, and that might have just been a little chuckle because that actually did make me so happy I couldn't contain myself. Okay, so I laughed at that. But it's natural. It's a normal fucking vibe. The idea that this is a guy who has been in broadcasting for a long, long time and thinks that sounds good. I'm going to, he would do his whatever segments. It was over edited. And he would do a bit and then he would, the way it sounded to me, he would actually hit record and go, ha, 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 and then lift that and then insert it into the story. So bad. So bad. I don't edit anything. It takes me about 90 seconds to edit my show, and that's simply download it, trim the beginning, trim the end, and post it. That's it. You know, there's no fucking point. Edit it. No, it's a real-time show, you fuck. Chris in Buffalo says it didn't help that you called him. Yeah, the way this went with Justin. So I got his number because I called the roofing company that he works at. And I don't even know who I talked to. I said, hey, I'm trying to reach Justin. Is he there? No, he's out in the field. I go, oh, okay. Well, I got to talk to him. Is he there? Can you give me his number? And they gave me his fucking number. And so on this show, I called him. I'm like, hey, when you going to do your show? And he got pissed off and told me to go fuck myself. And then he, after that, he then wrote an email and sent it to, of all people, the people who own the radio station in northern Michigan. Like he was telling on me, saying, hey, this is going on. I'm being harassed by one of your employees. And they're like, what the fuck are we supposed to do with this guy? I go, nothing. You don't do anything. This is, you know that no one has a leg to stand on when it comes to trying to fuck me up. When they have to tell on me to people that I am associated with. It's the lamest thing I've ever heard in my life. Cole writes, the day you called Justin, I posted about it on the FBHW Reddit page, and I got banned. I legit thought fans of the show would be interested, but they're just giant pussies. Bread Bowl Brain Chris says that is his dad's roofing company, right? I'm not sure. But he ended up, I have a very dear friend who was the head man in charge at Cumulus Broadcasting. He was the president of rock programming. And I've known this guy for like 30 or 40 years. We go way back. It's a Z93. And he worked his way up. Great story. Great guy. And he actually hired Justin away from Free Beer and Hot Wings. And it was a step up. He plucked Justin for his talents as a producer and inserted him into the Chicago morning show on his rock station. In hindsight, he describes it as he knew right away there was a problem, this guy, Troy. When the guy got the job on a specific set of merits and credentials, and then the second, according to Troy, that he started to work at the radio station, those skills were not utilized, and he started to utilize things that they didn't want. The on-air antics. The idiot. And they knew right away that that was a problem. So this went on for a certain amount of time, and then it comes to pass that it's time for Justin to leave the radio station. At about that time, I guess there was a complaint made by Justin. I don't know. It's a lawsuit now. He is suing Cumulus, and it's been a long time since this was made public, and I don't know if it's gone away, if it's still a thing, but because of all of the disturbances, it ended up costing Troy his job, and I cannot believe that happened. And because of that, of all of this, because of this lawsuit, it very much hurt him. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, you need to countersue. This is such bullshit. Justin effectively ruined this guy's career. Piano Finger Banger says, wait, was this the same guy that thought dragons were real? Yeah, I think that may have happened on their show. Yeah, Troy's a good man. I was shocked to hear that. And now he's struggling. And he's an incredible talent. And I think, from my perspective, in my opinion, Justin knew he sucked and he was going to go down and he was going to take someone with him. That's the type of dirtbag. That's a type of dirtbag maneuver that I think was pulled off there. So fuck that guy. So the Michigan State basketball team, they beat up UCLA yesterday. And after the game, the coach of UCLA, Mike Cronin, he was asked a question. And he got pissed off at the reporter for asking it. He didn't like the question, and this is how he handled it. And by the way, it looks like he's standing at a urinal throughout this whole clip.
What was your thoughts in the student section chanting Booker's name?
What was your thoughts of the student section chanting so-and-so's name?
In the student section chanting Booker's name.
I could give a rat's ass about the other team's student section.
I just meant the overall the way that you.
I would like to give you a kudos for the worst question I've ever been asked.
I would like to give you kudos for the worst question I've ever been asked.
All right, I'll take it.
He goes, all right, I'll take it.
You should take it.
The preparation of the.
Do you really think I care about the other team's
No, I don't.
student
I don't
section?
think you care about the other.
Are you
team.
raising your voice at me?
No, I'm just.
Yeah, you are.
talking.
Yeah, you are. Come on, dude.
No reason.
Come on. Yes, you are. Everybody's standing here listening to you. Everybody. This is on camera. They can hear you. I answered the question. I could give a rat's ass about the other team's student section. I coach UCLA. I don't care about Michigan State students. I mean, who cares?
All right. That's interesting. Anytime you can make somebody show their ass like that, that's a success. The reporter starts to object, and he goes, are you raising your voice at me?
Kudos for the worst question I've ever been asked.
All right, I'll take it.
Did you like
You should take it.
the preparation of the.
Do you really think I care about the other team's
No, I don't.
student
I don't
section?
think you care about the other.
Are you
team.
raising your voice at me?
No, I'm just.
Yeah, you are.
talking.
Yeah, you are. Come on, dude.
You can't talk to one man should not talk to another man like that. You shouldn't. But I'm glad you did. I'm glad you did it. But that's ridiculous.
No reason.
Come on. Yes, you are. Everybody's standing here listening to you. Everybody. This is on camera. They can hear you. I answered the question. I could give a rat's ass about the other team's student section.
Yeah, but then you followed up. So come on. I think his team is dog shit. They got murdered by Michigan State. Fuck. Hey. There was another moment. I don't have it in front of me. In that same game, he threw out one of his own players. You know, like you'll see the ref throw somebody out. You're out of here. One of his players was playing so bad, he threw him out and made him go into the locker room. You know, you can act like that when your team's good. But if you're dog shit like UCLA is, I don't know. I don't know if that's going to work for you, man. All right, I don't know how far I'm going to get in this. I heard from our pal Maureen. Big story from Flint Township. Now, Flint Township is an area where Maureen patrols. I don't know if you know this, but she works for an organization that if they see a dog that is neglected, they will knock on the door and say, hey, are you having a hard time caring for your dog? And let's just say that they say, yeah, we can't feed the dog and we can't let the dog inside. This isn't our house. We're renting it. She might say, well, hey, I work for a local rescue and we can take the dog in and take care of the dog. So that's what she does. So she's very, very active in this. All right. And by the way, Man Bun Chris says that coach is like me when someone spoils the story. True. So that's part of what she does. She says you will not be able to watch the video, and I probably won't want to share, but sharing does bring awareness. Even if just the story without the video, if you see something, say something. We are their voices. Big story. 61 dogs and 3 cats at one residence. 26 dogs and 1 cat deceased. No, yeah, you're right. I'm not going to play that video, but I'll just show you the still from it because, I don't want any very sensitive imagery. That might be too much, but this is all you need to see. You got professionals with masks. There's a fire extinguisher there. You got the bullhorn. You need that. This dude's got the catch device to. The dogs are probably frozen and hungry. I'm so sorry that happened. I'm glad that you did share it, though. She writes, my boss from the rescue is going to animal control today to see if we can pull any of the dogs to do the 2-week police hold. I told her if she finds any super cute puppies, she can send them my way. Over $33,000 has been raised for their care. So, of 61 dogs, 3 cats rescued, and then another 27 are not alive. So that is what? So 64 plus 27 is what? 64, 74, 84, 91 total, 27 of which are at the Rainbow Bridge as of right now. Holy fuck. You know how when an NFL player dies, sometimes they check out his brain to see if he has CTE. I think when it comes to the people who do this, you should examine their brain to see what's happening to them. This type of hoarding behavior, it goes hand in hand with disaster house and or pets. It doesn't always work out that way. Sometimes they just keep all their shit. But I think hoarding is that's a mystery. What is happening to a person who's a hoarder? What happened to you? It's wonderful that $33,000 has been raised for their care, and hopefully be able to, time can heal some of the wounds for a dog that's been through, or a dog or a cat that's been through a traumatic situation. Benny was treated. He experienced a lot of trauma. We brought him back considerably, but he was always a little guarded. Was my guy, who I will see again when I plant the ghost farm, as you know. I'm so excited. I cannot wait to get up there and plant my ghost farm. But this is just ridiculous. All right. Yeah, I can't get up the energy to play that. It does say this, though. I do want to read this part of it. Ammonia levels inside the home were tested. It was a hazardous concentration, burned the eyes and lungs. Officers had to work in shifts, kind of like the rooftop scene in Chernobyl. This was not a temporary lapse in judgment. Conditions like this do not happen overnight. This was prolonged suffering. We documented everything and removed every living animal through conditions that were physically revolting and emotionally draining. 64 animals are now safe. Animal cruelty thrives in silence. If you suspect neglect or abuse, report it. Well, what's the point of doing this, though? Are you living there with them in this hazardous environment? Are you just doing it for fun? I don't understand what's going on here. The investigation is ongoing. We want to extend our sincere appreciation. Sorry, I messed it up. to Genesee County Animal Control. These animals would not have been rescued, transported, and cared for without their immediate response, expertise, and unwavering commitment. Any donations of food or other pet supplies can be made directly to Animal Control. My God. All right. While we're doing that, I might as well show you a video of internet sensation. This is Pancake. Pancake is nearly identical to Darla in her behavior. Pancake scolded me because she couldn't reach the milk jug cap. Darla does this all the fucking time. Darla is Pancake. Pancake is Darla. All right. Yeah, you can't, go from that story about that massive animal neglect scenario and just say, all right, let's I'll see you later. Becca says, how big was this residence? Not sure. Becca Shea says, some were dead in the house. Yes. Nurse Becca says, I love the ghost farm idea. Yeah, in case you don't know, I got Benny's ashes. He loved to lay in the sun up north. I am putting the ashes in the exact spot where he would lay. It was a very particular spot with a nice stone, and then it'll be manicured, and it's fostering the ghost environment. That will be the EZ Show podcast, Ghost Farm. And then I wait. I wait for the arrival of Benny's dog soul visiting me once again and coming to say hello. Donut Dan says, asshole of the day, confirm right here. Maureen is like dog ice without hurting the dog. Yeah, I think if she'd like to hurt the owners of the dog. Stevie says, I want to know what you're doing to encourage the ghost to show up. Well, I'm weeping. I'm being sad. I'm missing my dog. That's all I need to do. I'm just taking care of the remains, the cremains, and putting his tombstone in. And that's all I need to do. He'll be back. I will see it. I'll get video, and then I'll share it with you. And some of you won't believe it. Honestly, though, after talking about it this much, I would never, if that ever happened, if it didn't happen, I wouldn't fake it to make it seem like it did happen. Because that's lame. Nurse Becca says, family says my mom has returned to haunt them, LOL, because we spread her ashes. I'm glad you said that. I saw a really stupid video. Let's see. Okay, I got it. Outstanding. This is taken from the most recent Daytona 500. Some fan wanted to spread the ashes of his loved one as the cars went by. But it doesn't work out well at all. This is that moment. What happens at the top part of this? Well, there's a wreck going on. It happens, man. See it? Look at it again. Okay, those are the ashes of a woman who loves NASCAR. Now, you got to understand, trackside, hurricane winds that are blowing as the cars go by. So for him to throw the ashes into the air like that, and it basically just covers them. This is a NASCAR of that scene when Walter threw fucking Donnie's cremains over the cliff and it went all over the dude. Fucking asshole. That looks like it should have been in the film Talladega Nights. One more time. I like how the guy, if you look, he throws it, and now it's just around him. And then he waves the arm like that's going to do it. And all it does is it doesn't even go near the track. It immediately blows back at him and into the faces of all of the fans that are sitting there. Only NASCAR dick would do that. Nurse Becca says the fans are covered in rubber. What the fuck does he not understand? She also adds, he's now inhaled their cremains. My God. Man Bun Chris says, LOL, in my headphones, feels like you're there. Hey, you can hear him ripping by. That's a fun time there at Daytona. I was fortunate enough to go there a couple of times. Really, really great. Well worth it. I didn't pay anything, but if you do, it's worth it. Might be a bit overpriced. My brother-in-law launched his dad's remains via a homemade cannon all the time. Okay. It's the biggest boom ever. Yeah, those homemade cannons do that. Like a potato cannon? Hell yes. Folks, before we get to the asshole of the day, and by the way, reminder that at 12:30 I'm on with Christian on the Who Are These Podcasts YouTube channel. So you just search Who Are These Podcasts on YouTube, and that's the page. And then at 12:30 under live, you click on that, and we are there getting the show started. Today is a different day. Normally we do it on Tuesdays. Today we're doing it a different day, different time. Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid and EV, 616-532-6600. Great place to get your car fixed. Whether it's a car, whether it's an EV car or a hybrid car, they can fix anything. They're the best in Grand Rapids, conveniently located just off of 44th Street near 131. Their website is ervines.com. That's ervines.com. I got a place where you can get your Duramax engine or Allison transmission repaired. That would be Merchant Automotive in Zeeland, Michigan. Merchant-automotive.com for all your repairs on your trucks. Please mention me when you bang on their door. They have a great website, too, merchant-automotive.com, where you can buy all sorts of different DIY kits, if that's your thing when it comes to repairing your Duramax or your Allison transmission trucks. Kuiper Tree Care wants to make sure that all your trees are taken care of expertly. If you have unwanted trees on your property, bang on the door of Kuiper Tree Care. They'll cut down the tree, they'll grind the stump, and they'll do it quickly and efficiently and professionally at 616-828-8225. Or check them out online, KuiperTreeCare.com. And finally, speaking of cutting, King's Room Barbershop. They'll cut your hair expertly. They do mine. I got yelled at for not taking my care of my hair the last time because what have you done? You can find them at 3 locations, Northland Drive, Caledonia, and at 821 36th Street. A haircut will set you back $21, $18 if you're active or retired military. There you go. All right. It is time to get into the asshole of the day portion of the broadcast. Yesterday's asshole of the day, I always forget, easy shitty family members. Oh, fucking people piss me off. Today's asshole of the day based on the most recent story that our dear friend Maureen sent along, is the Flint hoarder. I tell you what, when it comes to trying to take care of animals in Flint, I think just as a rule, people who live in Flint should not be allowed to have pets. Because it seems like all the world's pet hoarding problems happen in fucking Flint. What a goddamn disaster. That is my time. I appreciate you. I will talk to you a little later on Patreon. First things first, so 12:30 Eastern time. Who are these? Podcast YouTube channel. Christian and I will be there. We'll be discussing Christian's rage out at whatever that guy's name was. Thank you for being here, folks. Have a good one. Bye-bye.